Let's also tell you that South African police on Tuesday say a minister was robbed and had bodyguards had their guns stolen in what authorities described as an unprecedented incident. The attack took place on Monday as Transport Minister was traveling on a highway south of Johannesburg. Now, local media reported that the vehicle the minister was traveling in had stopped to change a punctured tire when the robbery occurred. South Africa has long had a reputation for violent crimes and is often described as one of the most dangerous in the world outside a war zone. Now, the Senzo Meyiwa trial within a trial is continuing at Pretoria High Court in Pretoria, with numerous police officers giving detailed account of the steps they took to obtain confession statements from accused 1 and 2. Bongani Ntanzi and Muzi Sibiya. Now, according to defense, Sibiya and Ntanzi were coerced into making confessions. Meanwhile, Sergeant Vambuzi faced tough questions on Monday during his cross-examination in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial within a trial. And of course, Elton, Hart, and attorney with the Law Clinic University of Johannesburg, of course, joined me on the news at this time to shed more light on this. Now, thank you so much for your time.
Good evening, and good evening to the viewers.
All right, now we have heard that the advocate speaking about the importance of an accused appearing in court within 48 hours. And of course, this hasn't been the case with accused number 2. How important is this when a person is arrested that they appear in court within this period?
In terms of our constitution in South Africa, in terms of section 35 of the constitution, that's one of your constitutional rights, to be brought before a court within 48 hours. Now, these rights are afforded to people that's been arrested, detained, and people in custody. So once I arrest you, I have 48 hours in which I have to charge you with a specific crime, be it theft, murder, robbery, whatever the crime is. I need to charge you within 48 hours and then bring you to court within that 48 hours. Obviously, there is exceptions. If the 48 hours expires on a weekend, then the first court day would be the Monday that you be brought to court. But it's in our constitution as well as in our Criminal Procedure Act that there is that 48-hour rule in which once you've been arrested, they must charge you and bring you before a court of law. So that is the law in South Africa.
But what if that law is not obeyed? What happens?
It means that your rights has been violated. So obviously, when I arrest you as a peace officer can be any from the law enforcement agencies. If I arrest you, I need to get you charged and then take you to court. If I don't get you taken to court within that time period and the 48 hours expire, you need to be released. So I must release you from custody so that you can go wherever you want to go. So they can't then further detain you. But if they arrest you, detain you for long periods without charging you and without bringing you before a court of law, then we have now a serious violation of the constitution and your constitutional rights, for which you can actually sue the state in civil law.
Now, the defense, of course, grilled the police officers who have come in as witnesses hard and also poked holes in their testimonies to show the incompetence of the police force. Now, what are your thoughts and what actually did transpire?
Now, for me, I think what the accused persons, I'm not saying that they're not guilty, but what they are saying that they've been tortured and stuff, I tend to believe what they are saying, because you can see that the police officers, how they structure their answers, you can see that they're hiding something. And I know for a fact, I've been working in criminal court for a very long time, that police officers won't come to court and say, yes, we tortured this guy. They will make sure that they say, no, we've never tortured this guy. This guy had no injuries. And you can see that their answers is well couched. It's like, it looks like they have synchronized their answers to make sure that, and they know that the accused persons was always alone when these things happen. So it's not even that the other accused can say, I saw how they tortured accused number 1, and accused number 1 cannot say, I saw how they tortured. For me, it's now the defense team is already showing that when the people were arrested and bringing them before court is already outside the 48 hours. Also, they need to just go at the vehicle logs of their cars, Because in South Africa, what we call an AVL log of all state vehicles, so they can see when the ignition is on, when the car is moved. They must ask for those documents so that they can see if the accused is telling the truth, where the vehicle stopped, where they say the torture happened.
All right, Elton, before I let you go, we have heard a number of witnesses in this particular trial, within a trial, and it's kind of getting confusing. As a legal mind, briefly explain to us where you think this particular trial is headed.
No, indeed, within the trial, it seems like it's now at this stage, how it looks, it's 50-50 that the judge will allow the confessions that was made by accused 1 and 2 to be admissible as evidence. It's 50-50 unless we see when the accused persons will also go into the dock and testify within this trial, within a trial. Then you'll get clarity as to what the judge can and cannot do in terms of our procedural law. So, and then we need to not confuse this with the main trial, the actual, where we're still going to hear evidence as to the offense, the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. This is just to say that confessions, can it be allowed to be entered into the evidence and for the judge to consider to say if these guys were guilty or not.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
Always a pleasure.